Well, I wonder what this is. This is our ever popular Cartful series. This is a cart full of Frosty or the variegated Chinese elm. What happens is early on it comes out and there is a white margin on the end of the leaves. So it's the variegated, and it's usually called Frosty. Kind of hard to tell where the front is. I think probably we'll start with this one being the first one to be pruned. Well, all these deciduous plants, when they go through the dormant season, they come back with a much more vigor than if it did not have like a dormant season. Now, Chinese elms are called half evergreen. So if you live in more warm weather, San Diego, Los Angeles, somewhere in that neighborhood, a lot of times they will not drop their leaves. Here, most of the time they drop the leaves. Some of mine have not. This year, all three of these did drop their leaves. Well, what happens is when it comes out of dormancy, they are invigorated. That's why all these long shoots keep coming out. I have a friend in Southern California, and I think I get better results in terms of the growth because we have the distinct seasons. You see all these really long ones? That is from coming out of dormancy. So we want to cut it back to the first or the second leaf on every single one. So you could see that there is a whole lot of work to be done here. See all these that long. So get them back to the first or the second leaf on each one. See over here, the white margin? That's why this is the variegated variety. Well, it comes out light green and then it turns distinct like that. But then by summer, it just kind of loses all that. So it's hard to tell which one is variegated and which is not. But these are a little bit more rare than your conventional. Where I got it, I don't remember. It might have been in my Uncle Taka's early collection or something that I found over the years. But anyway, that's what I'm going to have to do is to just keep pruning like that and then kind of open up. Okay, quick trim. How important is it to get it exact? Not very, because you know these will keep growing back. We'll be pruning this thing a dozen times before we get to summer. It slows down a little bit in the summer, but they love the heat, so they keep growing. So it's best to just trim quickly and trim more often. It's sort of the key to a Chinese elm. A lot of light pruning will get this thing really tight and looks good. Anyway, I got 2 more to go, so I'll say this one is done for today. It's not showpiece. It was never meant to be. Okay, this one, I'll go ahead and do this next. So the first way was the best, but in reality, what I do is more like this. So first one was this tool, and then now this. This is more like a mini head shear. I could do multiple branches at the same time. And I was saying that this does not have to be show quality. Now, if you do have a show coming up, or you have family members coming and you want to impress them, then yes, go back in here and cut individually, which will be much more precise. But for as many as I have, and I need to get to them quickly, so this is what I do. So you can kind of pick your own technique based on your needs. Some of you are so precise that you could never do this method. That's fine. It's about the enjoyment of the process anyway, so whatever you want to do is fine. Okay, what I'm trying to do is come down with the drop branch here. So this has to be shortened up and then keep going down. We don't want this, see this line? See this line here? This should be a branch, so I'll cut it short. And then coming down, we want to come down here. So why don't we cut off this and shorten this side up. So it's starting to come down. That's how we avoid the wire. So let's hurry up and get done. You know, well, there's 3 on this cart, but there's dozens more on the benches that are much bigger than this that needs pruning. And then, well, one of these days I'll show you a more commercial version. Well, I think I'm going to call this quit. Well, you know, this is not a bad way of doing it, but most of the time it doesn't work well. This one is being so small or young that I could do it, but I thought about having it so that it's always rotating and I just have to work fast. But anyway, so for now we call this done. And I think the front is coming around. Well, I'll feed these, pull the weeds, and then feed it, and then put them back. When I feed it, you'll want to grow back again. So those of you that love to prune, you should have at least a few of the Chinese elm. Whether it's the frosty or the regular kind, it doesn't matter. They all grow fast. Okay, I guess I should get started on this one. Like I was saying, these deciduous trees, they really like the seasons. So when they go dormant, which all 3 did, they do come back with so much vigor. Those of you that are in mild climate, most likely these will not go dormant, and then it's fine, they're healthy enough, but I think being in this climate where it is distinct in terms of hot and cold, it does move so much better. I think plants are like people. Once you take a nap or deep sleep, you do feel a whole lot better. See, so notice that I'm not spending a lot of time thinking because there's a lot of branches. So we could go back to the single branch and just kind of do that, but that'll take too long. And then, a couple more pruning like this, it should start to settle in, and then you don't have as much. But elms like the warm weather, so they'll just keep shooting out all the time. Well, you know, as a bonsai these usually don't get a lot of diseases, but I've seen Chinese elm used in parking lots, and they seems to get aphids. Oh, I've seen different places, and you don't want to park underneath it because you got the honeydew, the secretion that aphids do. It gets sticky on your car. But as a bonsai, I really haven't had any problem per se. Oh, if you see ants going up and down, then check for your aphids. There's a correlation between ants and aphids. And I guess I have seen a few of those. And then if you get rid of the ant problem, usually it goes away. So what you do is to take a jet of water, wash off the aphids. Strong jet of water would usually knock them off. And then if you get rid of the ant problem, usually by then everything is back to working normally. Okay, I think I'm done for today. Is it super neat? No. Like I was saying, this is the process that you go through. When it first comes out of dormancy, it sends out those very vigorous things. So you cut those back, get some sunlight in there, and then it'll grow back within weeks. So this has been the cart full of frosty Chinese elm. So I shall say goodbye for now. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter. I have probably 100 more of these. That's why we have to take shortcuts. Just clip as fast as we can and then get to the others, because making one super neat and letting the others go is not an option. So anyway, this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter. So this has been a cart full of Chinese elm, variety Frosty, the variegated one. See you again real soon.